Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, I'll be setting up my TBR cart for 2025. This is what's left over from last year, and as you can see, I only read this many from last year. I think it was 11 of the 35 books I put on here. So about a third I ended up reading, which is not the worst, but it's not super great either. So in this video, I will be taking these books off, going through the books I acquired in 2024 and deciding which ones go on the cart and which ones are on my shelf. So these books sitting right here are books I got for Christmas. These are books I bought myself with a gift card. And then behind this is all the books I got in 2024. And yeah, of course, this bookcase behind me is all unread as well. So I will be just going through it and picking some books to put on my cart. But first, I do have to take everything off just so it's like a clear slate. And that's where we're going to start. Okay, so now I have an empty book cart and a pile of books. Yes. You know, the way I was looking forward to this video, and now I'm just like, where do I even begin? But anyway, so I like to leave the top cart of my book cart open for like monthly TBRs or whatever type things like that. And then the bottom two are the ones I fill for the rest of the year. And I read a lot during a year, but for physical books I typically only read like 2 to 4 a month, so like it's reasonable to have a cart like this for the whole year because that's about how much I would read in a year, a bit more, but I'm a mood reader, so I'm not going to end up reading all of them anyway. So I am going to start with the books I'm planning on reading this month, which is Tomorrow, which I actually already started. Not very far into it yet, but for the sake of this video, this one and Yellowface and Fear the Flames. So these are the ones I'm planning on reading this month, plus one other one I don't have yet. So that's this month, and then for the rest of the year, I do think I'm gonna put my entire everything I got for Christmas on the cart. So that is Artemis, because I read his other 2 books in 2024 and absolutely love them. I Know Who You Are by Alice Feeney, because I only have 2 more Alice Feeney books that I haven't read yet. Court of Mist and Fury, because I've tried to listen to this book and read it as an ebook and I haven't been able to get into it. So this is my last chance with this series, is if I can get through this book physically. Heartless Hunter, everyone was talking about this book and it sounds really good, so I'd like to try it. I also got Heartstoppers Volume 2 and 3 for Christmas. I'm just gonna put 2 on here because typically when I'm like planning on reading a series in a year, I only put the next one on the cart, and then if I continue the series, I'll just take it elsewhere from my bookcase. I don't want to like fill up the cart with a series, you know? So just the next one for that series. I also have Crown of Midnight, which is the next book in the Throne of Glass series for me to read. So next, I think I'm going to go through the books that I bought in 2024 because I was excited about them if I bought them, and I'm going to hopefully try to read them since I didn't read them in 2024. So they're all back here. Silent Patient, because I read The Maidens and didn't actually like it, but I do want to try this one because a lot of people like this one. A Man Called Ove, because a lot of people like his writing and I've never read any of his books before. The next Bridgerton book, which I'm on book 5, which this would be Eloise. This is To Sir Philip with Love. Not in Love by Ellie Hazelwood. This is her second new release of 2024 and I haven't read it yet, and I read every book she writes because I always love them. And I have the other Alice Feeney book I haven't read yet, which is Sometimes I Lie, so I'm going to put that one on here as well. The next book in the Magnolia Park series I need to read, which is Daisy Hates the Great Undoing. I am so excited. And then the Final Girl Support Group. I have talked about this a lot in a lot of different videos, and I still haven't read it even though I want to, so I will be putting that on my cart. Also, Next of Kin by Hannah Bottom Young. I read On Alone by this author in 2024, and it was one of my favorite books of the year, so my boyfriend got me this book by her to read, see if I like this one as well. So I think those are all the books that I bought in 2024 that I want to read. No. I also have books in this corner over here. I got Emily Henry's Book Lovers and People Who Meet on Vacation in 2024 because I have read Happy Place, Funny Story, and Beach Read. So these are the last I need to read. So I do want to read those in 2025. So I think that is it for books that I got in 2024 that I want to read. So that does take up most of the cart. So next I'm going to go through books that were on my cart last year that I did not read. So that is all of these. I have like this much room. So let's see. I still want to read Cassandra Clare's new release. Not new at this point. I think this came out 2 years ago at this point. But this is not in the Shadowhunters world. So I do want to give this series a try. And the second one does come out this year. So I'm going to give this book a chance. I read Red Rising in 2023 and I wasn't a huge fan, but I did want to read the next one and I didn't read it all of 2024. And I am like buddy reading that with my boyfriend, so I need to try this book again. Killer Instinct. I read The Naturals in 2023 and I really liked it, so I wanted to continue the series and just haven't yet. Shadow and Bone. I have never read a book by Leigh Bardugo and I know she is so popular, so I do want to start with this trilogy. I have this entire trilogy, but I also have Six of Crows up there as well, but I know you're supposed to start with this one, so I'm gonna start with this one first. I started Persuasion by Jane Austen in like 2022 and I still have my bookmark in it and I haven't picked it up since then. So I want to try to read more classics, which is my goal every year, but at least I want to read more of this one. I have my little Elizabeth bookmark that I made from Pride and Prejudice in this book, and I can't use that bookmark for anything else until I finish this book. On the topic of books that I've started and haven't finished, dude, I started this in 2022, I think. You know, actually, I started Persuasion in 2021 because it was before I moved out of my mom's house. Yikes. I started this one in 2022 and I stopped after 100 pages and I want to keep reading it, and my friend group said that we're gonna read it as a group, like a book club, and we haven't done it yet. So, I mean, who knows when I'll read this, because now I'm waiting on them. I do think I'm gonna put Hello Stranger by Catherine Sinner on the book cart. I've read 2 of her books and I really liked them. And then this one was annotated by someone I'm in a book club with. So I do want to get to it and see their annotations. And then I have this book by Lisa Jewell called The Family Upstairs. I've read 2 of her books and like I had mixed feelings about them, but overall I do like how dark her books are. So I do want to give her another chance, and I have this book ready to go. I think I have room for 2 more books. I think I'm gonna put The Housemaid by Frida McFadden and Home Before Dark by Riley Sager on here because these are 2 popular thriller authors, and I claim that thrillers is my favorite genre, but I read so few in 2024. I really need to get back into it. And these are both books I got for Christmas last year that I never read. I think I can fit 1 more paperback, so I think I'm going to put a nonfiction on here, Unnatural Causes, The Life and Many Deaths of Britain's Top Forensic Pathologists, because I think this book would be so interesting, but I just never reached for nonfiction. So maybe I will in 2025. Who knows? All right, so that looks like that's everything that's going to fit on my book cart for my tall books, and then I always stick some mass markets down in there too. So I will just probably stick with the same ones I already had on there, which is the next book in the Temperance Brennan series. That's the series that the TV show Bones is based off of. Really the only thing that's similar is the main character being named Temperance Brennan and the profession she does. She doesn't even live in the same place. I have this winter thriller. I don't know what it's about. I just know it's like a winter mystery thriller. Another thriller, Whispers by Lisa Jackson. I have Phantom of the Opera to read, like another classic if I want to. I have Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. I've read 3 of her books so far and I want to continue reading them. Stephen King's The Drawing of the Three. This is the second book in the Dark Tower series. My boyfriend and I read the first one together, and then he got a spoiler for the series, like the way the series ends, so he hasn't wanted to read anymore, but like I already bought a lot of the series for us to read, so. And then Dance with Dragons. I started reading A Song of Ice and Fire series the year my boyfriend and I started dating, because it's his favorite series, and I have still not finished the last book, and we've been dating almost 6 years. Their books are just so long and dense, and I just haven't felt like picking it up. I think I'm like 25% through this, and I haven't read it in a couple of years. I read the first 4 in like 2 years, okay, and just haven't finished the last one. But I did tell him that if George R.R. Martin ever comes out with a 6th book, I would finish the 5th book. And you know, that's never gonna happen. So who's to say if I'm gonna finish this book? So those are all the books I'm going to have on my book cart for the year. And now I'm gonna put them in alphabetical order because it'll drive me insane if they're not in alphabetical order by last name, because that's how I like to order my books. I know I'm weird. They're alphabetical, I think. All right, that's my book cart. This is my plan for the year. And at the end of the year, we're just gonna have to see how many of them I actually ended up reading. Let's see if I can do a better record than a third. So, I mean, I'm so excited to read all these books, but I just know that I'm a mood reader and I'm gonna change my mind and not feel the same way in a few months. So we'll see. We will see. So yeah, thank you for watching. Maybe you'll stick around and watch me read some of these books. I'd like it if you did. Let me know what books you're excited to read this year, and maybe we'll read the same books. Who knows? But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.